All right. Am I on? Hey guys, am I on? Yes. Suzanne, tell me.
You are good. Good morning.
Awesome. Yay. Okay, let me know. Are we completely live? Guys, I'm having internet problems. So I'm literally on my phone right now. So I'm going to change my little setup here. And we're going to roll like this. So isn't it great when all your internet goes down on your whole entire life? Ah! Okay. So I'm going to set this up like this. Suzanne, I might need some extra help from you to be able to hot seat some people and go from there. Okay.
You got it.
Awesome. Hey, you guys. Woo, woo. It's been a great morning. I don't know if you guys saw on our Hardcore Business page this morning. I was actually in there doing my hair this morning while I was in the process of doing a Facebook Live. And I want to share why I did that. And I did it because of two things. First of all, you know, many of you guys know the Clubhouse app. If you're on Android, I'm sorry. I know it's frustrating. You can't get on Clubhouse right now, but I know it's coming. But with the Clubhouse app and Facebook and Instagram, does anybody else feel my pain sometimes where you're like, how do I actually do it all? How do I actually put myself in a position where I can be, you know, I can be available, because that's really what it is. Can you be available for people to help them? And that's a challenge. So this morning I was having one of those bathroom moments, and the bathroom moment was actually thinking about specific clients I have that are really not engaged at the level that they should be. And it's because they're in this next level breakthrough. So one of the things I've noticed about entrepreneurs is they want everything done yesterday. And then what happens is they start to get some momentum, and then they hit this level of comfortability. And when they hit this level of comfortability, they start to get complacent again. And what happens is they still have all these big goals and aspirations, but unfortunately, the way they're showing up starts to be a little bit more. I actually think about when I see you commenting, like, so if you're watching right now, comment, say what's on your mind. You know, when I see you commenting, the weird thing that happens in the brain is I actually start to feel like I know you. And as I start to feel like I know you, there starts to be this relationship that gets built between me and you. And if you don't comment, you don't say hi, you don't say, oh yeah, that's me. You don't say, I notice that I get complacent. If you don't actually share some of that stuff, then what happens is that we don't get to actually have a real relationship. And then what happens when we open up for live events and you come to one of our live events, it's like, you might know me because you're watching me, but I don't know you. So while I'm sitting there this morning, I'm thinking about people that I'm seeing online. I'm thinking about some of my clients that I've gotten to know. And I'm thinking about like how ambitious they were when they were like, Shanda, just give me the strategy and I'll do anything. Who's out there right now? If I was to just give you strategy, you would 100% follow it through. Like you'd be grateful, you'd be thankful, you'd grab it, you'd drive it home, and you get your result. Who's ready for a result? Who's ready for a result right now? Go say, I am. Right? Go say, I am, right? And so yes, so Abigail, I am, right? So I'm seeing some of you guys put that. Sue, I am. Sky Angel, I am. Cindy, Nicole, right? So you're saying, I am. So, but here's what happens, Nicole, and some of you guys who are saying I am, is that, Alexandra, as I give you the strategy, you might grab that ball because you're ready and run it. And then what happens is you hit this level of success, and it's like you feel like you need something different. How many people have ever felt like that? You're in a moment where you're like, feel like I need something different in my life. I need something new. There's this lie out there that says humans don't like change. It's a lie. Humans love change. It's why we change our hairstyle. I cut off 3 inches off my hair, right? Like we like change, right? That's why we do these things. We move to new homes, we move to new cities. We're like, I just need a change. Well, I'm going to say, instead of always having to need a change, what if you took more responsibility for your emotions and your attitude and your mind? When I say attitude, I don't mean it in a derogatory way. I mean, like, what if we actually stopped and went, I can generate I can generate the feelings that I need to feel connected. I can generate the feelings that I need to get more out of life. I can generate the feelings that I want so I don't feel bored anymore. So I'm feeling right now, there's some people who are having an aha moment that you're going to start to go, oh my gosh, I'm bored in my life right now. And you're going to remove it. You're going to grab a piece of paper today and you're going to start planning. What do you need to do this month so you stop feeling bored in your life? I'm sure there's people right now that as you're listening, you're like, wow, I am working with a coach right now and I'm feeling a little complacent. And you're going to say, no more. I'm going to generate that result, because you can keep jumping from relationship to relationship to coach to idea to idea. This is why so many entrepreneurs don't make it. There was this beautiful woman on Clubhouse about, I don't know, maybe 3 weeks ago, in her 20s, and she's done really well, right? She's actually done really well. And she's ADD. And so she's like, I have to be involved in all these things. And I mean this with love, but she has this know-it-all personality, doesn't realize she has it because she's so driven and her heart is incredible. But she's like, I can't stay with a coach because they all want me to focus on one thing. Well, I know friends who are ADHD, and when they explode, not saying like this woman was exploding, she's doing great, but what she would do if she took her creative energy into one vertical and grew it, because I know people, just so you know, 70%, in my opinion, of entrepreneurs actually are ADD. When I got my brain scanned by Dr. Amen, I was disappointed that I don't have ADD. Like I'm not kidding you. I had to manage my mind and go, wow, that means I'm not creative enough to be an entrepreneur, because that's how many entrepreneurs are ADD. So my point with this young lady is she needs to unhook from this idea that she knows, because she's had some level of success. She's working 7 days a week. She's working till 10, 11 o'clock at night, and she's proud of it, right? She's proud of it. Now, I know right now, some of my people who are a little bit older, you're in a season where you're like, I would not be proud of that. But I know when I was in my 20s, I actually got my worth out of working 7 days a week. Like I actually got my worth out of it. Like I felt important. Always at the time, it was the BlackBerry, right? I felt actually important having a BlackBerry phone and being on it nonstop and working 7 days a week, because that's where I got my value. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about a blind spot. I'm talking about a blind spot right now. And we have these blind spots that we connect with our feelings. And our feelings are not the definition of what reality is. It's not. And this is why, well, let me be really honest. Like, I had to discipline myself to be focused without ADD. I had to condition myself to believe when it was scary to believe, because so many things in the past, who feels me right now? So many things in the past didn't work out for me. So many times I tried and it didn't come together. But the truth is that I didn't do the things that were scary, like door-to-door sales. What do I mean by that? I mean, half of you guys, if I told you can make $1 million if you walk through the next neighborhood, or the neighborhood you live in, or go to a high-end neighborhood and go knock on the door and tell each person, right? Like, you don't know who your buyers are, but I could walk across the street, knock on the door, walk to the next house, knock on the door. And I could ask them, are you having any sort of financial issues? Because if you are, I can show you how to build a business online. Back in my grandma's day, that's how they sold World Book encyclopedias. That's how my grandma got great at sales. Why am I sharing this with you? Because I tell entrepreneurs every day, let's build an email list. And then I want you to go to that email list, and I want you to give to them on a level that you've never given them to them before. And then I want you to do 30 sales calls a day, or even 10. And they're like, no, I can't do that. I'd rather hang out in an area that I feel more comfortable, like doing another summit, or, doing a blog. I'll tell people who are doing blogs, and like, blogs are not going to make you money until you have traffic, right? But no, I feel more comfortable in writing a blog. And then you wonder why a year later you're losing your house. I'm going to say right now, I hope this live is going to stop people from losing their house. I hope this live is going to stop you from second guessing yourself or hesitating. You got to do the door-to-door sales mentality to be able to be a successful entrepreneur. You got to risk looking dumb. You got to risk the person slamming the door in your face. You got to risk like the fact that learning how to read the body language of somebody, learning how to style flex in a way where you notice the body language is like back off. So now you have to learn how to open them back up. And so no different than anybody who's writing their success story right now, because you are doing that. You're writing your success story right now. Do you get that, you guys? Like the struggle you're in right now is the thing that is actually giving you the authority to build a massive movement on this planet. It's giving you the authority. And so if you think that this is supposed to be easier, then you don't get the authority to lead millions of people. See what I'm saying? Because how are you going to know how to walk people through the crap that everybody has to walk through to get to the top? Or just to get through life, forget about get to the top. The crap we all have to walk through in our lives, the fights with our spouses, the breakdowns in our families, if you want that to stop, then you have to develop the leadership. Now, let me share something with you. I have family members I would like to be closer to. Right? I like, this isn't about me stepping up on a pedestal and preaching like, it's like, I'm building just like you. I'm building just like you. There are people in my life that I have not figured out how to land with. There are a door-to-door sales. If all my family was up on my street, I'm door-to-door knocking on each of their doors. There's some of them I know how to land with, and there's some of them that I don't. But because we're in the act of creating our success story right now, every door that gets opened, that we figure out how to land our communication, because at the end of the day, I know that what you care about the most is making a difference. You would never follow me at Hardcore if you didn't care about making a difference. You do. You care about making a difference, but you cannot keep giving your power away to complacency, to thinking that you need something new, to I feel inspired about creating a new product. You know, you build a massive business. If you want to get paid, write this down. You only create products that other people ask you for, and you have to have enough people ask you for it, or you got a survey right. Sometimes you send a survey, sometimes you send 6 surveys and they all suck and you don't get enough information to be able to create the product. Then you send a 7th survey, that's another door knock, right? You send an 8th survey, that's another door knock, right? You do another sales call and they say no and you don't know how to walk through it. That's another door knock. You're learning how to read the body language. But if you don't do this in a quick enough pace, this is why money loves speed. If you don't grab a hold of it and do it at a tempo, that's what I call like if you're a runner, you know, like when you're tempoing, you're running fast, right? And so you've got to run in these spurts, these tempos to be able to close the gap quicker. So I see people all the time like, I want to grow in social media. Do you know that I'm sitting in some of the best rooms ever right now in Clubhouse? Like we're talking people who actually have built real businesses. Not people who sound like they built real businesses, but people that we know have built real businesses. And they're all saying the same thing. The social media people who are actually like have the real accounts that are monetizing, they're like, you get them off social media, you get them into your email list. You get them into your email list. You get them into your email list. This is why I tell entrepreneurs all the time, build your email list first. Build it first. And then take that and explode your social media channels. Then do that. People are like, but I'm making like $4,000, $5,000 on social media a month. Then you'd be making 30,000 in an email list, because whatever you're doing on social media, if you did it in your email list, it would produce, but more people would actually see it because you can send to the unopens, like the unopened emails. You can change your subject lines. You can test, you know, where in social media you can't. Now, I love social media. I spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on a weekly basis on social media. I love it. But here's what I can tell you. Here's some of the things that we've been saying in some of our groups. Love you, Facebook, but you're bipolar. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't mean that as an insult. Like, you're not on your medication to be able to keep your moods right. They drop our accounts all the time. They shut us out. The algorithms don't make any sense. They change them all the time. It's an unstable platform. Guess who owns Instagram? Facebook, right? And so you guys who are putting all your eggs in one basket, learn from the dot-com breakdown, where all of a sudden the Google slap happens and everybody who's even making 8, 10-figure businesses going down in 1 month. Do you want your business to go down in 1 month? Do you want your family to be out of your home in a couple months because all of a sudden your business goes away? Like, be smart with your business. All of the platforms are amazing, but build your freaking email list and don't get bored with it, so that when your email list is producing a great revenue and a great difference, you learn how to communicate with them on a regular basis, you learn how to create content, then you can just mirror all of that on social media. And by the way, you can go find somebody in the Philippines to be your social media manager for $7 an hour to actually run your social media. Sorry, guys, if you guys are doing social media management, you're probably have people in the Philippines helping you as you're growing, right? But my point is that the social platforms are actually quite easy to continue to expand out in. It's only a team. So like, for instance, I want to start growing on TikTok. I want to start growing on YouTube more. We're streaming on YouTube right now. We are hiring a social media manager to help me on TikTok and on YouTube. Okay. Now the social media manager is not going to be doing Instagram and Facebook, but I also don't have my platforms. They're not the baseline of my business. My email list is. And so is Russell Brunson's, so is Shalene Johnson, so is all the people who are teaching funnel building, Instagram marketing, all of that. They are also have the foundation of their safety in their email list. Your safety is in your email list. Okay, so I'm going to shift gears now, and I'm going to pop some people with Mentor Me Shanda that are on the Zoom with me. Suzanne, I'm going to need your help because I have no internet other than on my phone, so I can't see everybody. So if you are interested in being on Coach with Shanda right now for me to coach you, I'm going to have Suzanne pop one of you guys up and then tell me who it is, because I might not be able to see Suzanne. And I'm going to have you ask me your question. What's your hot seat question? And let me coach you. Go for it.
Sky Angels.
Where's Sky Angels? Are you going to be able to show us together on the screen? Is that possible?
You're both pinned.
Okay, Sky Angels, are you there? I see her name, but if I'm...
There I am. Hi.
Hi, how are
unmuted?
you?
Hi, good morning.
Are
Okay,
you out
my
for
question.
a run?
Walking my tiny little dog.
Oh, so sweet. Don't you love how intimate this is and how real this is? I love it.
Yes, thank you for selecting me, Suzanne and Shanda. So my question is, I'm currently running a company. It's a multiple six-figure company. I have a great email list, but I am struggling with the message.
Okay.
And how to really engage them. I'm not getting the engagement that I need in order to connect with them.
Okay, so what I'm going to recommend, I'm going to give you two ways to approach this. Okay. First of all, what's your first name?
Stephanie, sorry. Stephanie Kissling.
That's okay.
I've done HCL 11 with you and PACE.
Yay! So now you have a good email list, right?
Yeah,
and so,
committed. Yep.
And the fact that you've done HCL puts you in a position where your leadership, you're able to ask the right questions to be able to get to the results, right? Like I was just talking to a couple friends, and like we were saying, one thing in common with us is that we were willing to invest. This sounds crazy, you guys, but like $20,000 on a phone call. Well, a lot of people would be afraid to invest $20,000 in a phone call because what if they couldn't like execute? That's what they're afraid of. They can't execute, which is leadership, right? Mm-hmm. When you can get the advice and you have the leadership to execute, it's a game changer. This is why I say leadership is everything. Okay. Right. So Stephanie, there's two ways of approaching this. First of all, what is it that you do specifically with your business? What's the solution?
So the solution is they become private jet flight attendants.
Awesome. I love that. Okay. So I love that. I think I wanted to be that in my past at one point. I'm not kidding you. When I lived in Canada, I thought that would be the coolest job ever. So, okay. So first of all, you need to find out like, what are the reasons why they want to become like private jet attendants? Do you know what I mean? Like for me, like, and I'm going to say this is honest to God, this is how I thought. Like, I remember I actually genuinely thought about that job at one time in my life, and I didn't have you in front of me, because if you would have been in front of me, I might have ended up doing that, but there was nobody marketing. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? There was nobody actually pursuing and talking to my mind. And at that time I was like, I was single. So I thought, what a great way to meet a successful man. I'm being honest with you. This is why it's great. It's great. You got to know this about your client, because everybody thinks it's about the content, and it's about the emotion. It's about the emotion. We're always selling an emotion, and emotion has something connected to it. So like, I thought it was a great way to possibly meet a husband that was successful, and that was important to me at that time. And I thought I knew that it paid pretty well, and that I would get to see the world. Do you get what I'm saying? And so if you didn't know that about me, like, I don't know if you're communicating that. So it might sound funny to say, like, to send an email to your list saying, are you single and you want to meet a successful man?
I have to be super careful with that. But
it doesn't mean that you're selling that. It's about communicating.
Right.
It's about communicating the message, right? It's about communicating the message. It doesn't mean that you're promising them to meet their successful man. It's about getting the email open. So this is really important for you guys all to hear.
Okay.
The subject line is about the email opening, right? People think it's about the content, and it's not. So your email might say, you might say, okay, so now I know you want to meet a successful man, and unfortunately, I can't promise you that. But what I can tell you is that, this, and this, and it's great to learn how these guys think. It's great to serve them. It's great to do that. And it's absolutely forbidden for you to date them. Do you know what I mean? Like, whatever, I'm just making this up. But my point is that the subject line, and people are not bold enough because they'd be afraid. I would send that email out in 2 seconds. Do you know what I mean? Because I want the email open. Right. And then I'm going to use the body of the email to enroll them in. It's great money. It's a great way to see the world. And if you want to talk, I can show you how this could fit into your life in a way that it could be an incredible career, not to mention safe, like all of this type of thing. Right. So more millionaire, I would look up stats. That's another thing. Like, look up stats. There's more millionaires being produced now on a weekly basis than ever before. Did you know that? So, which means that there's more people flying private. I mean,
yeah, we've seen a boom.
Well, yeah. And it's crazy. It's internet driven. Right. And so like, when I'm pretty sure my dad being back in his day was really successful. I'm pretty sure, like, I don't remember my dad flying private on a regular basis. A huge portion of my friends fly private on a regular basis, like a huge portion. I know it's gone up, and I'm sure some of the best emails are statistic emails. Right. And so going and doing that. So your hook in your email list is really important, that you start focusing on emotions versus you focusing on like your logical side. Because I can even tell you by looking at you, you're logical.
I know.
Yes.
I know.
So this is my door-to-door sales, right? I can tell by your body language that you're logical. And so, bring in your logic with your statistics, but hook with emotions. So that's one thing. Secondly, I challenge you to send out 10 emails in a row and let go of all logic and control, and like, think like, what's another emotional hook? What's another angle, that like a reason to talk to them, and just let it be easy. And in those 10 emails, I want you to have your virtual assistant pull all those emails and look at your open rates and your stats, like your click-throughs. Okay. Your open rates and your click-throughs. And whether it's a click-through to a Facebook Live that you did on the topic, whether it's a click-through to a blog, whether it's a click-through to talk to you on the phone, you can change the click-through on anything. What you want to do is you want to have all those emails sent back to you after 10 days with the subject line and the body of the email. So like, you want the whole email, have your virtual assistant give you the whole email and the stats. Here's the open rate. Here's the click-through. Okay. Now don't make the click-through be about, oh, that was to a Facebook Live. No. Look at the data. What were the subject lines that opened the most? What were the click-through topics that opened the most? And then take the data of the highest open rates, like what were you saying, and the highest click-throughs. Now I'll give you an example. Our highest. So
they might not be the same. One might be the subject line is the highest and the click-through is the highest. Okay.
Yeah, and you'll start to see what they're really wanting you to talk to them about. Like, I don't do relationship coaching, and do you realize that the majority of my audience wants to see my husband and I together? How many of you guys like to see my husband and I together? Well, but for whatever reason why, right? They like our audience listens to us together a lot more, even like our pictures on Instagram, our lives together, people go crazy for it, right? And so I have to pay attention to that. You know, so we have what we like. I'd like to teach you guys stacking events. I'd like to teach you how to make millions of dollars. I'd like to show you how to have a 7-figure month. I'm doing a keynote today teaching this group of entrepreneurs how to do 7-figure months, right? It's where they're at in their business. And so I want to teach all that. And I think that's so exciting. But you guys want to see my husband and I together. And so that's like a subject line, right? And whatever content I put with that, you're going to consume better because you showed me. So like, I don't know if your jet attendees are interested in, they're single. Maybe it's you're single and you want a job that you can travel around the world. You want to be with successful people, right? Because you want to learn how to feel comfortable with successful people. You want to eventually marry somebody who's successful. You feel like it's in your bones that you're supposed to live that lifestyle. And someday you're going to have a private jet and that's going to be in your life. Well, a great way to start learning how to hang out and feel comfortable in that environment is to become a private jet attendant,
I love
whatever.
it.
You know what I'm saying?
Sky
so
Angel.
then you start getting better with your messaging around that. And it's not about one email. It's about a lot of them. So we know in advertising 7 touches. So think when you find out what they really want, Stephanie, go, I'm going to have seven conversations with them in 2 weeks or in 3 weeks about that topic, 7. And what that's called is influencer marketing now. So if you watch, like, why is Chalene Johnson talking about ADD all the time? Something's coming, right? Why is someone talking about like email marketing all the time? Something's coming. Why is somebody talking about like how to fix your relationship with your spouse? Something's coming. Now, and I mean this with love, everybody. Immature marketers don't think like this. You want, not you, but when we're immature in our marketing, we want to climb to the top on one email. It's like, no, you got to look at the data, get smart with the data, and then go, I'm going to do 7 touch points on this data. Now, someone like Brendan Burchard would do 7 touch points in 1 week. And then he'd open up an opportunity to do a training, or he would open up an opportunity where maybe at the end of the 7th day or the 6th day or the 5th day, there's going to be a whole training for like 70 minutes or 3 hours or 1 day around going deep. And then there's going to be a follow-up series. See what I'm saying? So however you want to break up that 7-day influence campaign, you got to pay attention to that. Now, the last thing I'll say is, as you look at, you can even try like before you create free gifts or something, because you can now, once you do this campaign, you're going to get a lot of insight. Now what you can do is actually create a free gift. That's where now an ebook or a training series or something that you could do for these women. So for instance, like, I don't teach relationships, but it wouldn't hurt for me to put how to negotiate with your spouse or your partner or someone that you're dating in my curriculum or in my ebook, and just do it from my perception with my husband, right? Like, he didn't want me to be a Bible thumper. In fact, he looked at me and said, I did not sign up to be a Bible thumper. And I was like, I was bold enough to say, I'm going deep in God. And now how many people would love to be able to not ruin your relationship, but to stay true to who you are?
Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
Like, so do you see what I'm saying? So it's not about the relationship. It's about how I'm leading my part. You get what I'm saying? So you got to pay attention to that, because you might, like, I'm not a relationship expert, but I did that.
The leadership. So you tied it into the leadership. Got it. Leadership in your relationship.
Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so the reason why people follow all of us is because there's something about us that they want to build. And this is how God intended it. We're not isolation. We're packs. Like, we run in packs. So when you find your pack, if you want to be a pack leader, you got to keep paying attention to how people are changing and still help them with the change. Make sense?
Yes. I love it. Thank you. All right. 7 emails. So wait, when you said the 10, really quickly, when you said the 10, are you saying bam, 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 day after day? When you said just flood them with 10?
So it's up to you. So it's 7. So 10, yes, 10. I don't care.
You had said 10. Okay.
I would prefer just
7.
do 10 in a row. Do you know what I
Okay.
mean?
Mhm.
And just do it. If you wanted to build up and do 5 over the next 5 days or 6 days, and then, just put them out. And then while those are going out, create another 5, you can break it up in your head. So you don't have to do it every day under that pressure. You can build it up and then start releasing them and then pay attention. And then you could be honest with them. I just sent out 10 different emails around 10 different topics. And here's what I've heard you say,
Oh, okay. I love that.
you know?
Okay. Mhm.
And they'll love it. And then
Yeah.
influence that topic deep for 7 days or in 7 contact pieces really close together, over either 2 weeks or 7 days in a row. And in those 7 days, provide something to go deeper, which maybe it could be a 70-minute Q&A with you around becoming, this topic. And then while you're talking about that topic, you can talk about becoming, a private jet stewardess. You'll see how to do it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Thank you, Shanda.
You're welcome, honey. All right, you guys. So this is Coach with Shanda and the group with Mentor Me Shanda, which is our annual membership. It really, we work off quarters with it, but our annual membership is on Zoom with me. If you want to know more about that, you can always go to mentormeshanda.com. And everybody else, every Thursday at 10 a.m., I am coming on and hot seating someone. So we are going to start creating an email correspondence with this so that people can actually email in and provide some questions that you might want me to talk about at the beginning before I do a coaching hot seat. But this is the format every Thursday. I coach it first and then I do a coaching hot seat. So you might be somebody who I coach next. And I'm sending you so much love. I'm going to go to my next meeting now. Love you. Bye. Bye, everybody. Please let me know what you valued most about this. And if you're on Facebook right now, tag somebody in the group or literally forward this message to someone that needs to hear it. Talk to you soon. Bye.